Okay. I wonder if that works. Select stream. Wait a minute. That's not the one I wanted to look at. There we go. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hello. Yeah, you finally get to see a stream. Okay, the first one was literally like 27-30 minutes of me trying to figure out how to get my mic to work. And then once I finally figured out how to speak, OBS didn't work. Hello. Hello, I do have a question for you because your name is your name on YouTube is Asian, but then your like tag is Matt. What do you want? What do you want to be called? Do you want to be called Matt or do you want to be called Asian? Your account name. There's the like your YouTube channel name and then there's like at Matt Jude Joshua. Well, I mean, I figured I would have hoped. Oh, okay. Yeah. So should I just call you Matt? I can't believe I finally got this to work after 2 hours. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Hello, Matt. And that thing isn't working. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just doing some exercises in Peter Hahn's Dynamic Bible, which is this super cool book that I wish I could have in person, but there was like a limited run in like 2014. But it's got a bunch of cool different exercises and stuff in it that I was just doing, which was a part of the fun shapes that I was doing. I was doing some fun shapes. But yeah. Yeah, Peter Hahn is super, super cool. I love his stuff. Okay, and then there was on plants. Yeah, so since we figured out how to make shapes, then he teaches you to sort of apply that to a lot of things in nature. Yeah, I think I might stick to, because I think the thing that was really messing me up was trying to dual stream to Twitch and YouTube. And then I think it all fell apart from there. And I just couldn't keep up with doing that. So I think I might switch to YouTube. Or stick with YouTube for now, since that's where pretty much everybody is. And then maybe figure out where I went wrong from there. But for some reason, my mic was not letting me have, like, my music and my voice at the same time. Don't know why. How do I've been drawing random stuff. What kind of random stuff? I love drawing random stuff. I have I love making lists of things. So I'll make lists of things that I I want to draw, and then I won't draw them. Sometimes I will. Oh, that's cool. I need to draw more. As someone who's making a more sci-fi comic, I haven't really taken the time to draw and practice mechanical things, which I know is something that should be right up my alley, or something that I should draw a lot. But that's something that I definitely need to work on. Trains are definitely like a very complex thing, especially because there's so many different types. Oh yeah, perspective. That would do it, huh? And then it's like a interesting thing to draw, not just boxes. Okay, this looks weird. Be more like this, I think. Smaller engines. Oh yeah, and then work your way up to, like, what does, ooh, let me try to draw a train completely. Now that I've warmed up, I'll try to draw something that I have no idea what it looks like. And I'm not gonna look up a reference photo. Okay. Yes to modern engines. That's cool. I'm gonna do like a sci-fi, like one of the fancy railway bullet train in like Japan. This is what those probably look like, right? Yeah. Is that what they're called? Their like actual name? They have a nose? Oh gosh. Let me let me make this guy and then see how far off I am. This is also something that I need to work on more, like the drawing from memory. This is probably... Okay, we're locking in. Oh, wait. This is like... Okay, let's see how far off I am. Space warships, because of my pet fish. How do space warships correlate with your pet fish? Yes, a monorail. At least it's recognizable. Maybe I was thinking of a monorail and not the bullet train, the Japanese bullet trains. Whoa! Yeah, you're right, they do have a nose. Yeah, I was thinking of a monorail. But this thing is so cool! See them swimming around. Oh, what does... Let me look up what that looks like. Whoa! This guy? I need to watch more Gundam stuff. I'm very... It's one of those things that there's so much of it that I'm very overwhelmed. Yeah, look at this guy. He's so cool. He does have a nose. Yeah, I was thinking of the super cool Japanese, but I ended up just making a monorail. Yeah, this looks more like what I did. But even then, like this looks, I mean, it definitely does have more detail. Mine's very simplistic. So what's the trick to, you try to draw something not from reference, or you try to draw something from memory, and then you look it up and see, oh, this is what I could do better. And then you draw something from reference, and then you draw something from memory again. And I think that's sort of the ticket. Yeah, I would say so. I think for Eternus 2, it would have monorails, and then it would also have elevators. That's part of chapter 2, getting them on the elevator. So they're gonna go from here. Here's Aeon, the big city that they're in. And then let's say that like right here is Normally I'd let it be, not think about it. Yeah. I'm trying to lock in and like study more for the art stuff, like build my foundation back up since I haven't been drawing for a while. But here's the temple, and so Aeon's like sort of separated into its sort of 3 main districts, and then they're gonna go down and visit a dude to get like fake IDs and stuff, and then they're gonna go to the elevator and then head down. Or maybe the elevator's actually like over here, because I think this is the... Ah, that's not what I wanted. And this is like the stem or whatever. So then this is like the... And then this is like the flower petal. And then they would go down here to the elevator. Yeah, I love just vibing when I draw and not thinking about it. It's super fun. Vehicle only elevator. Yeah, I think there's going to be... I think it's going to be like a huge elevator. Like it's going to be really, really big. So basically like all of the traffic can get on the elevator. And then I think there'll be like a smaller, or like a part of the elevator that's like pedestrians only. And it'll be kind of like a public transportation thing, like they have to go through like security and all this stuff to get on the elevator. And so then that's why they need like the IDs, because it's almost like since they're exiting the city and it's like more city states, some of the IDs that people have, like they can't leave the city. Basically they don't have their passport. So that's one of the reasons why they need IDs. At least that's what I'm thinking of doing when we get there. Yeah, but I've been thinking about what type of vehicles I want Eternus to have. I need to... Maybe I'll start... I don't know, taking more time with each page, because I really want there to be different details of all of the different backgrounds and like everything. No, wait. This is like a lot more... It's like a clearance level. Short nose trap. Your supplies. I don't know anything about tracks. Let me look up. Yeah! I don't want to shop for a short nose truck. I want to... Yeah, something like that. Yes, like that. There's also... Yeah, and some of them, like the older ones that look kind of more sci-fi-y, I think are pretty cool. Yeah, definitely something like that. Something with like a large platform. Because there's definitely, I think one of the biggest reasons for shuttling supplies back and forth would be the leaves, where like all of the agricultural things are, would need to give supplies to the cities proper. And so then I think that's a really big reason that they would have these trucks and like get supplies. Hold on. I think this is like that. I think I'm shortening it too much. Normally I keep it in a lower part so the top part, won't feel crowded. Yeah, I think a lot of if you're like talking about the supplies and stuff, yeah, I think there's a huge like the cities have a large population. They're like metropolitan areas, and then the leaves is like a lot of the manufacturing, the agriculture, all of those sort of facilities. And then we have the stem, which is sort of the like more forgotten people and aspects. I'm having a bit of trouble with this part. So like this is the way that it curves is pretty interesting. This is a point, and then I think this is it. The way that it curves like this. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Really? A, 100 years before diesel? Were they still like commercial? Like, was it more of like a prototype, like they did like very small stuff, or was it like fully like commercial, like they could take passengers? Really? That's freaking crazy. Yeah, I don't. How is that? How is that possible? Okay. Commercial. That's crazy. I mean, I know that there's like electricity was in like small select places pretty early on. When were diesel trains? When did they start being a thing? 1837. The first electric train was built in 1837 by chemist Robert Davidson in Scotland. By battery and could carry a small number of passengers. What the heck? Now going down. Yeah, 1935. B&O was powered by smaller trains using diesel electric locomotives. That's crazy. Yeah. 1879. That's freaking crazy. They were doing it before anybody else. Okay. $19.18. I'm gonna eat. I have a cinnamon muffin that I've been taking bites of. So it's like a triangle, and then two mini ones, and then a big one, and then two mini ones, and then a triangle. Yeah. I think that that would be really cool. I think there's a few. Ooh, there's a comic by Tilly Walden, which I really, really like. What's it called? I have it on the bookshelf. On a Sunbeam. Let me show you. Let me show you some of the artwork from On a Sunbeam. You'll see, I drew a lot of inspiration from it. Yeah. See, look at that. Like, just in the middle of space, it's like a cathedral. Look at that. And then that's like spaceship is like fish and stuff. And then I think it just... Yeah. It's like these little fish guys. Oh, it's so cool. And then it's just like a... It's like a Catholic girls' school, but it's in the middle of space. It's so freaking cool. What is... There's like... The comic. Oh yeah, here's all of the different... Does this chapter have some cool stuff? Yeah, they're literally just walking around space. Such a good freaking comic. Sorry, I'm like spoiling some of it. I'm trying to find cool... Yeah, like, and here's, I think, because like one of them, like their family is in like a weird asteroid, and then it's almost like where she lives, it's kind of like a Wild West kind of place, but like surreal space. I think we should too. I would love to have a little space like fish that's like a little flying go-kart. Okay, back to drawing. Here's the reference picture. Oh. Hello? And then here's what I got. So, just a pretty basic sketch. But oh yeah, I love like the nature aspect and then it like melding into like technology. Let me look up the F91. I feel like most of me streaming has been the couple of times that I've done it, it's just me looking up you guys's references that you'll say. Whoa! I like this guy. I don't know what it is. Is this what you're talking about? This is so cool. Okay, I do have to ask, as someone who's hasn't really watched any Gundam anything, what would you recommend that I would start with? Oh no. Okay, now I'm gonna try and do a monorail. Pete Gundam start with the movie trilogy. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should start with that and see if I want to keep, you know, go deeper into all of the other stuff. Okay. Try to draw a station for them. Oh no. A station? Maybe it could be over here. This is the station. This is a wild perspective that I've made for myself. This kind of fisheye thing that I naturally did. Why did I do that? Okay, so it's kind of got this nose. And then it's got this guy comes in this way. Oh gosh. Call me Julia Lepetite. I'm so bad at drawing from memory. Oh, okay. X and a oven. Oh. Oh yeah, and it's oh. Hey, if you think that you've come up with a cool idea, someone's already done it before you. That's what I always say. I mean, but it is still a cool idea, so obviously someone made it before I did. But yeah. Oh, and it's based specifically off of this guy, the super stinky flower. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, I need to watch this. Oh yeah, you're so right. The guy that I drew didn't really have that much of a nose. He had a little bit of it was a little bit like there was a curve here, but he was like this, something like this. Oh gosh. I need to get better at this. Yeah, but I need to watch. It's available on YouTube. Yeah, I need to watch that. I need to know because if someone says, "Hey, your thing looks like this," or like, "Hey, your thing reminds me of this," if I haven't seen it, I'm like, I need to watch it because they're on the same wavelength as me, and if you know one person says it, then other people are gonna say it. Oh, and the way all the little the tentacles come out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all about that. No, I think this was like right here, this thing. Something like this. Why did I make this perspective for myself? Yeah. sci-fi is really cool. I also love particularly like seeing like different types of futurism, like how in different time periods we as a culture sort of envisioned the future. Like seeing the like 1920s had their own sort of like spin on it. They had that kind of like chrome feeling, and then obviously the like 50s and 60s had the Tomorrowland feeling, and then the sort of 70s had like 70s and 80s had that kind of like Star Wars feeling. Um and now we've got kind of a similar thing, like we have sort of the future in some instances look very clean. Yeah, like the flying cars, but they still looked like flying cars, but they still looked like the 60s, the 50s and 60s like cars. But they just sort of like hovered at the bottom, like that kind of thing. Um I think that stuff's so neat. We're like, this is what is going to be important. And then I remember that this is like a triangle, and then boom, 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 triangle. And then it doesn't really matter towards the back. Yeah. Yeah, they do the very like because it's when the Fantastic Four was made, like that sort of 60s Tomorrowland feeling. And so in the movie, I think they do that in a pretty cool way. Like, but having a modern spin on the 60s Tomorrowland, it's one of those things that's kind of like not meta, but it's like through a very specific like time period lens. Like this is how in 2025 we see what the 60s Tomorrowland futurism looked like. No, that's not what I want to do. Flame on. Oh. No, that looks weird. I think there's probably, I don't know, benches. No, there's something. It's probably like this. It's probably like this. I'm making this up as I go. No, that looks weird. Okay. See, that's really cool. Yeah, I want to know about the... That's not perspective at all. Okay, this bench is not going to work out for me today, and that's okay. We'll just put another, I don't know, advertisement here. This could be the railway map or something. I would say that looks pretty decent for not knowing how to draw a train. To then drawing a monorail. But yeah, that's really cool. I want to know about the Gundams that are just a bunch of like old thrifted or junkyard parts thrown together. I would say I didn't know that in my brain, but it sounds right. Like, I believe you. That sounds like it makes sense. Okay. Okay, I think that this was moderately successful stream. It took me 30 minutes to figure out how it worked, but we made it. And we drew a train. And now I think I need to go to sleep so I can get up to work in the morning. And look at this. I made these little screens. So I think that's pretty cool. I just made them in Canva. I think eventually I want to like draw like a whole like stream is starting, be right back, stream is ending, like those guys, and maybe even animate them. 2 trains, yeah. I did 2 trains. That's like that Lemon Demon song, but 2 trucks. 2 trains instead of 2 trucks. Yeah. I drew Train from Memes. And it turned out pretty good. Yeah. So I think we'll end it here. And hopefully can get to a consistent streaming schedule. And maybe we can do some more drawings from memory. Some more boxes and perspective stuff. But yeah, This was fun. I drew something for like the first time in a while, which is exciting. But now I'm gonna eat the rest of this muffin and go to bed. So, good night. Good night. Okay.